This is Ken Perfume Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to share with you some common mistakes that you do when wearing or buying these perfumes. Number one, wearing a perfume without showering. It's common knowledge that you cannot wear a perfume without showering. This is because one of the reasons is the body has a way it perspirates. And when you're having high perspiration, sometimes the perspirations makes your body have some sort of that bad odor that comes out. So it's very inappropriate to wear a fragrance. Remember, the perfumes comes with a lot of notes, and some of these notes they are hyper. And to find when, especially you've not showered, the bad odor comes out very bad. So you're not supposed to wear a perfume without showering. Number two, wearing a perfume on a wrong weather. Perfumes are made in different categories. As I would demonstrate before, there are perfumes that are EDT, which is the eau de toilette. There are the EDPs, which is the eau de parfum, and there is Perfume. So the concentration levels of these perfumes very much vary. So when wearing these perfumes, you need to understand that some perfumes are best worn on the appropriate weather. For instance, if you are want to wear a perfume on a high heat, it is more recommendable that you wear a perfume that is of a light note, a perfume that is, especially I recommend the EDTs because they are low of concentration. You don't want to wear a perfume on a high heat, because when you wear on a high heat and you want to wear an extract de parfum, which is the highest oil concentration, it becomes really, really inappropriate and it will not be good. So I advise when you're wearing a perfume, note that you should not wear a high concentrated that extract the perfume on a high heat. Wear a perfume that matches the right weather. Number three, rubbing of fragrances. So when you are wearing these fragrances, I've seen a couple of times many people when they want to wear these fragrances, and this especially happens when people are using fragrances especially I see them when they're testing fragrances. There's these common tendencies I've seen around where somebody takes the perfumes. In the process of testing, you find somebody uses a perfume, for example, and he rubs the perfume. So that is not allowed. When you're wearing these fragrances, perfumes go through stages. One of the stages is perfumes have what you call the opening notes, we have the heart note, and then we have what we call the base notes. So the way the journey of transition that happens with the perfumes, the makers of these perfumes decide to make the perfumes to follow that transition from the opening notes to the dry down. So when you rub the perfumes, normally you kill up the chemistry. So you end up interfering with the opening note and the heart note. So it is recommended that when you're wearing these fragrances, always make sure you don't rub. And actually it affects more people who want to test the perfumes. Avoid rubbing the perfumes. Number four, storage. Storage is the most important things when buying these fragrances and when you want to keep fragrances, because storage affects the longevity of the perfumes. It is highly recommended that when you want to store these perfumes, and especially for the collectors out there, you need to have a shelf where you can put your perfumes, and always recommended it's a very dry place. Don't put it where there's too much heat or too less. Even I've seen a couple of times people move with fragrances in their cars, which is not recommended because the perfumes are made in a given concentration. So when they can easily be affected with high heat, that can affect the notes of the perfumes. When you actually put it also in a very low note, in a very low degrees centigrade, it's likely to affect the performance of the perfumes. That is why over time, if perfume is not stored well, you'll find out that the perfume starts losing its concentration or it goes flat. So kindly always store your perfumes in a good place.